Okay, for the feelings of alienation. We know that students at remote sites often feel alienated from the teacher and the home classroom. For this reason, the teacher in the ITV classroom must make a special effort to include students at the remote sites in the discussion and learning activities and try to develop rapport with them. Building some rapport among students at various sites also leads to positive experience in distance learning. This can be done by involving students in group projects and cross sites or having students on a listserv or chat room where they are guided by the teacher to interact with each other. Of all the forms of distance learning, ITV technology affords the most normal interaction because all listeners and the teacher can hear and see each other. Video systems allow everyone involved to see body language and facial expression and interaction between others. Certainly, there is a sense of sharing and experience and an environment that is missing in more independence learning modalities. For the class management, in addition to paying attention to interpersonal issues, plan must be made to deal with mundane tasks like document, transfer, and examinations. It is desirable to either mail course materials to all students before the first class or to have materials available on a course website. Single handout can be faxed to remote site at the beginning of the class session if there is convenient copying capability in the remote sites. There must be a proctor available at all times. Problems with the technology are inevitable, so therefore, the presence of a technician during broadcast is greatly considered essential even though it adds the cost of the enterprise. Class should be videotaped so that if the home site class continues after technological failure, the remote sites can play the video later.
So what are the uses of interactive television? Interactive television technology can be used to deliver information to college students, staff nurses, and patients. The majority of users at present are probably college and universities. However, large hospitals, medical centers, and health maintenance organizations are also using ITV Classroom for staff development. Hospital conglomerates and consortiums can maximize the efficiency of some staff development programs by sending them to several sites at one time. Programs for patients and clients in remote geographic area are beginning to grow. For example, one large regional hospital transmitted a childbirth preparation class to a remote, small, rural hospital with very good results. In the future, many public educational programs on chronic disease maintenance may be conducted in this medium. Research on effectiveness of interactive television. Distance learning of various types has been studied for the last 30 years and has been generally shown to have positive outcomes for students. Reported that although students preferred face-to-face interaction, they were generally satisfied with the ITV learning. Students at the distance sites, however, reported perceptions of significantly fewer interaction with the teacher. In a study involving 17 course and 68 remote sites, the most satisfied telecourse students were found at the site with the fewest students. Graduate nursing students were satisfied overall with the distance learning experience. Students' participation was minimal. The reason they gave for failure to interact were technology limitations, camera shyness, fear of appearing stupid, and time constraint. Students at the remote sites reported that their most enjoyable interaction were with their site facilitators. They also relied on the site facilitator to answer most of their questions after class. A few of the above studies also focus on learning achievement in telecommunication classes. The conclusion was that there did not appear to be a difference in achievement between distance and traditional learnings. Some studies and reports have examined teacher satisfaction with telecommunication distance learning. Results vary, with some teachers reporting high satisfaction and other low satisfaction levels. Satisfaction appears to increase as more experience is gained with telecommunication classes. Sources of dissatisfaction include a sense of isolation from remote site students and technological problems. Distance learning via the internet. Classes delivered via the internet and the www are usually termed online or web-based class. Such courses are expanding exponentially as academia, business, and healthcare organizations are all getting into the business of distance learning and believe that online courses can be cost-effective. Synchronous versus asynchronous classes. Synchronous online learning occurs when the people interact in real time electronically via the internet or intranet. Much more common are asynchronous applications, which materials are located on the web page that can be accessed at any time at the learner's convenience. Whether classes are synchronous or asynchronous, the role of the teacher is to guide the learners and keep them on track while providing support and motivation. There are advantages and disadvantages of synchronous discussion. The advantages are mimics normal conversation, discussion takes place efficiently in real time, and can involve professional guests. There are also disadvantages here. First, all learners must be available at the same time. Discussion progresses quickly and depth of ideas may suffer. And slow typists may not participate as much. On the other hand, asynchronous discussion has also advantages and disadvantages. In the advantages, learners and teachers may log on at any time. There is adequate time to think through responses. While the disadvantages are, procrastinators may not get involved in some of the discussion, and lastly, postings may become very lengthy and time-consuming to read.